Hello and welcome to Evolve by Erica, the podcast. I am your host, Erica Polsinelli, and we are here to talk all things spirituality, meditation, manifestation, 5D living, health, wellness, and beyond. I'm so excited you're here, and I'm so grateful to welcome you all in. Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Evolve by Erica, the podcast. I'm so excited to be talking today about the Lionsgate portal. Before we jump right into the episode, I just want to share a little bit about the Evolve exclusive. So over this past year, we have an app, which is so exciting. So this app gives you, if you're an Apple user, this app gives you access to truly life-changing and transformational meditations. And all the things I'm going to share in this podcast is about the astrology and the numerology of the Lionsgate portal. And when you have a practice of something like Kundalini, the most powerful practice, you can take more advantage of these portal days, and you can actually choose a whole different path of destiny. Yes, you can. That's how powerful this practice is. So I just wanted to share that if you visit evolvebyerica.com, if you're not an Apple user, you can access all the meditations and the membership through the website, the browser. If you are an Apple user, you could sign up through the browser and then head over and download the app. And through the app, you will have access to movement-based meditations, breathwork meditations, longer meditations, shorter meditations, audio meditations, journaling meditations, access to our weekly and moon portal day lives, and start to experience the shift that all the members are talking about. So visit evolvebyerica.com, and from there you can sign up for a 7-day free trial. And then from there, if you're an Apple user, you could download the app. I hope that you join us. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me through email, DM me, however you feel. I am just so passionate about what we share as a community and through this ancient practice and what it can really do for us, how it can serve us during these times. So I'm so excited for you to head on over there. So let's get into the episode. Today, we are talking about the Lionsgate portal, which will be taking place next Monday on August 8th. So first and foremost, let's talk about the numerology. So 8 is a number that symbolizes abundance, manifestation, and expansion. And this falls on 8/8. Which is known as the Lionsgate portal. And if you look at the 8, it literally looks like an infinity and an infinity sign. And what that also symbolizes is that we are limitless and we live on, our energy lives on when we're in this physical body and beyond that. So that's a little bit about the numerology. The Lionsgate portal goes back into, I want to say, ancient Egypt. So end of July was a really powerful time of closing out one chapter, starting the new, which leads us up to 8/8, which is this powerful portal of abundance. And it is the start. It's around the start of Leo season. We're already in Leo season, but it's a really powerful time when the sun is in Leo, which means we're in Leo season. And the brightest star in the sky, which is also known as our spiritual sun, Sirius, aligns with Orion's belt, which is a constellation. So Sirius is known as the sun for our spiritual body. So just like our sun is here to, of course, also help us spiritually, because I know that we receive so many light codes through the sun. I feel most connected when I'm out in the sun or when I'm doing something in the sun. You may have experienced that too. And just the beautiful warmth and protection that the sun gives us, the life it sprouts. So that really supports, of course, our spiritual body, but very much our physical body. And Sirius is known to be the spiritual sun, helping us to really ascend into higher consciousness. And I've spoken before about Pleiadians, and I'm very into them after reading Bringers of the Dawn, and now I'm reading Family of Light. But there are also other light beings known as Sirians. And they are known to also help deliver this access to our higher consciousness. And if you've read something like The Bringers of the Dawn or another spiritual text where they channel a light being, you might be more familiar and open to that idea. So along with this alignment of the sun being in Leo, Sirius, the Orion's belt, we also have this 88 number that symbolizes completion. And it's as if we finish one chapter and we're really going into this other chapter that we're beginning together. The Lion's Gate portal is known as this opening of a gate where we can receive high frequency energy into our bodies, allowing us to access more of our DNA, literally turning on more of our DNA and our light, and have almost a rebirth of our own energy into this higher realm. So during this time, we want to be able to open our energy centers. We want to be able to take time for meditation, take time for channeling, take time for journaling. Any form of self-care is going to be really important here, because through this portal, we can receive new ideas. We could receive divine guidance. Our crown chakra can really open, and we can have access to more of ourselves, more psychic downloads, more divine guidance, as I said, and just more of ourselves. And if you've been practicing with me for a while, you probably know what I mean by accessing more of ourselves. And it's kind of, I think, something that we don't understand until we actually dip our toes into meditation or some type of highly spiritual practice. But a lot of ourselves can be not turned on all the way based on our diet, based on the programming that we've been under, based on the contents, the information, the food, just the energy that we consume. So this is a time to bring in the light, to be able to clear, decalcify the old, move out the old, and turn on the new. And that's why the meditation for this month is turn your light all the way up, because that is what this portal is giving us access to. And that meditation truly holds the hand to this portal. So we're doing such powerful practices in this month's meditation to access more of ourselves. And when we can access more of ourselves, we're able to have a completely different perspective. And when we have a completely different perspective, we make completely different choices. And I'm sure you've experienced that before. Maybe you had a really strong and hard opinion about something, but then you finally hear someone else's perspective, and all of a sudden, how you choose to see that changes. And then the actions you take from there can change as well. And that's what we have access to at this time, accessing more of ourselves through this portal, through this month's meditation, and be able to align to our highest life path. So another thing that is pretty abstract and didn't make sense to me at first until I started to experience is the idea of these spiritual timelines. So we are living in, I want to say, a parallel universe, even though that sounds a little woo-woo and very hard to imagine. I recently read something on Instagram that said, anytime you had a moment like, oh my gosh, thank God that didn't happen, that was so close to happening and it didn't, that was actually part of a different timeline. And you're on the timeline where it didn't happen. And because of that experience here, we gain the perspective and we dip into gratitude, or maybe we're like, oh, we wish it did happen. And on another timeline, it may be happening. But during this time, we could actually jump timelines and realities into the space of wanting to live our best life. So what on earth does that mean? That sounds so woo-woo and out there. Let me explain this to you. So I believe that during our life path, there are lessons that we need to learn in order to get to our highest destiny or highest life path. However, when we're doing a practice like Kundalini, we're actually able to clear a lot in the body and elevate our consciousness through our breath, through the mantras that help us to jump a timeline, help us to realign to our dharma or our destiny. And we won't have to go through those specific challenges to learn the lesson. We will just inherit or be able to download that new perspective because of the practice and the work that we've done in that way, rather than having to experience it in the 3D realm. I've experienced this firsthand, so I could talk from my experience about this, where all of a sudden you are holding this new wisdom and understanding that you've never had before. And you didn't necessarily have a specific experience that helped to shift your opinion or shift your perspective, but the work that you have done has helped to elevate your consciousness. So this is a time where we could really jump timelines and realities and even dimensions in order to get on that alignment to live our highest life path. So over this past year of 2021, there is a very big focus on clearing ancestral trauma, clearing lessons that maybe those who have come before us didn't learn, and we had to go through them, and maybe even teach those who have come before us. And there was also a lot of emphasis on the divine feminine. And the 2021 was really about this work on the divine feminine. How I see this is how we've seen so many women awaken to meditation, awaken to self-care, awaken to things that help to align them to their soul's purpose. And I believe that we're now moving into this divine masculine as well, because in order to create this new earth, this ascension has to happen throughout every single human being on this planet. So I feel that this Lion's Gate, and I saw this a few months leading up to this, but I think this is a really amazing time for the divine masculine to start to heal and to start to get more in tune with their divine feminine and bring the divine feminine and divine masculine into balance so that we could start creating this new earth. And we're already seeing evidence of the new earth. So let me explain. The Piscean age is where we're transitioning out of. So we're going into the age of Aquarius or the Aquarian age, and Kundalini is here to assist us through this very painful transition. I think we could all agree that the last few years have been years like we've never experienced before. I don't think we'd be surprised if like all of a sudden aliens were coming to Earth. Like that is how much trauma we've endured that wouldn't even really be out of the ordinary, or at least for me. Like I'm almost anticipating that at this point. So we've been through some really excruciating years, and that's because we're coming out of the dark age into this age of light and this new earth. So what does the new earth look like? It's filled with Aquarian energy. There's more community. There's more empathy. There's less judgment. There's less this side versus that side, but more about the collective and the greatest good for all. It's about caring for one another. And this is a day, the Lion's Gate is a day where we can put our intention and our focus behind that. And that new earth is going to be created by the work that we do as individuals. So I believe that collectively, a lot more shit might need to go down for people to wake up. However, I also believe that if we, the keepers and the family of light, which I am sure you are part of for being here and being guided to this podcast, being guided to the teachings that I share, if we continue to do this deep work, we actually raise the frequency, and that can help us to shift timelines and shift the collective's timeline. Because when we meditate, when we elevate our frequency, that's very contagious. We talk about this almost in every podcast. Other people feel that. We elevate their frequency. And from there, their perspective changes. They have access to more of themselves, and they make different choices. So that in and of itself is how we can actually shift timelines. So by doing this work within ourselves, we're the creators of the new earth. And by doing that work, we are creating that and we're helping the collective energy, because at the end of the day, we know we're all one. We're all part of this. We're all part of mankind. We're all part of the collective consciousness, and the work we do impacts everyone else around us. So I believe that the Lion's Gate is a very, very powerful way to start aligning to the new earth and aligning to the future we want to create, not only in our individual life, but the life for everyone that's on earth during this time. So I want to now go over some benefits that can come with this. I feel like I already did that, but some things you might see. You might feel more creative during this time. You might feel focused on your intentions. You might have these ideas and desires that you want to bring in and bring into fruition. You might feel your ego challenging you, and it might be uncomfortable at times. I went through a very uncomfortable time about 2 weeks ago, which I find usually happens for me leading up to a big portal. It usually happens much more prior, because I believe I'm here to hold this space and help others through it and during it. So during the last few weeks up until next week, you might feel old patterns, old thoughts, the ego creeping in, and welcome it, because that means there's something you need to heal. And if it's not healed, that ego, that old pattern, or that thought process can actually be blocking you from fully accessing your dharma, your destiny, and embodying who you truly are. So, when the discomfort comes, surrender, 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 welcome it in and ask yourself, what is this it's teaching me? What is it that this lesson is going to guide me to? What is it that I'm going to be able to clear to create more space for? You might also start to experience this more connectedness of your body, your mind, and your soul, true embodiment. So when we become fully embodied, we're a much more energetic being than a physical being. I will be honest, at times for me, I tend to forget I'm in a physical body, and I like that, but I don't advise it. It is important to be grounded. But I'll often tell Vinny, like, I'm having and I've been saying this since I was a little girl, since I was really young. I feel like I'm here, but I'm not really here. And I'll never forget the time that first happened to me. We were on the boardwalk. We're on a family vacation on a boardwalk with so many people, and that would trigger me. That would trigger my anxiety. And I guess I was traveling through dimensions to kind of cope. And I remember telling my parents, like, I feel like I'm here, but I'm actually not really here. I'm somewhere else. And they were like, oh God, you're going to faint. Like, they thought it was so physical. They sat me down, they gave me orange juice, and I was just like, no. My mind, my body knew that orange juice was not what I needed. I knew that I actually knew it was something energetic and not physical, but it happens to me a lot now as well. But being able to, the reason why I'm sharing that is because during these times, we start to really tap into that energetic body. And that's that limitless, timeless, deathless energy that lives within us and lives beyond us forever. So feeling more connected to that space and to that spirit that lies within, but also taking time to ground and maybe, putting your hands on your legs or putting your feet in the grass and remembering that you are here on earth, grounding back is important as well. But when we are so connected to the energy and the spirit within, we're able to very easily pick up what is aligned for us and what is not. So this time allows us to start to get very clear. And so much so that after this portal and after all the practice and work that you do, it might become so clear to you, things that haven't been working. And in the past where you may have been able to like muscle through things, now it's just like a hard no. Like, no, this is not what I can do. And this is not what I want, which is a great thing, because when we're able to get clearer sooner and more quickly, we're able to spend more of our time aligned to what we do want rather than what we don't want, which is very important. During this time, those are some energetic upgrades. You might hear ringing in your ear. You might feel some pressure at your third eye or the crown. If you do during meditation, I advise just covering the top of the head so you can contain that energy within you. You might receive divine messages, especially if you're practicing the Kriya for this month. That's opening up the whole crown to really connect you to divine and to the heavens. So it's a very powerful meditation. You might see a lot of synchronicities and numerology repeating, numbers repeating, angel signs, and you might also be really tired. So caring for our bodies is just so important now more than ever. I think as we tune more into our energetic selves, we realize that being tired is not something we should shame or be so concerned about, but sometimes we just need to literally recharge, because we are turning channels on that have never been turned on before. So imagine like a 1-lane highway, and now all of a sudden we're opening up channels for 6 lanes on each side. The body, just like the ground beneath that the ground beneath the highway will feel that. Our physical bodies are going to feel that energy running through us. So more time for rest, more time for self-care is very, very important. Some things I recommend doing during this time is, of course, your morning meditation, aiming for before sunrise, because you're going to make your meditation 40 times more powerful during that time. It's still super powerful no matter what time of the day you do it. But during the ambrosial hours, Amrit Vela, the veil is very thin. And if you really want to connect, if you really want a shift to take place in your life, if you felt stagnant, if you felt stuck and you're just ready for a massive shift, that's the number one thing I advise doing. I also recommend doing the journaling meditations that we have up on Evolve. The meditation that we did Monday, August 1st, is actually a quantum leap meditation that you can visualize or journal. It's up to you. Actually, you could use that as a journaling meditation as well. Highly recommend that. So you can alternate between the Kriya or the meditation of this month and the August 1st morning meditation with quantum leaping. Taking time to sage, clear your energy field. Maybe you make it a daily ritual at the end of the day. You just clear your energy, send everyone's energy back to them with love and light, call your energy back to you. Nice salt baths with oils, candles lit, grounding, getting back into your body, reading texts that can lift you higher spiritually. So I love reading Bringers of the Dawn, Family of Light, anything Abraham Hicks. You want to consume as much as you can that's going to align you with the frequency of where you want to be during these portal days. Let's see, what else did I want to share? Leaning into your inner Leo and allowing yourself to take center stage, to feel really freaking confident, embracing what makes you unique and what makes you special and what makes you different, and just feeling yourself. Like, that's such Leo energy. Taking this time to just feel yourself and lean into that. Highly, highly recommend it, because that will just allow you to feel good. Don't be hard on yourself. Lean into all the things you love about yourself in a modest and humble way. Will help to align you to feel good and to welcome in more of those things. So some affirmations that you can use and bring into your morning practice, keep with you all day, is I'm fearless. I fearlessly go towards what I want. I am deserving. I am ready to expand into my highest self. Success comes easy to me. I am beyond capable of achieving my wildest dreams and my intentions. It's already mine. Magic is always flowing in and through my life. I embrace the challenges because they help me learn and expand into my highest self. I embody the shining and powerful elements and characteristics of the sun and Leo. My life is expanding and exploding with abundance. Everything that's happening is happening for me. I welcome in all the opportunities that I set intention for. I am a powerful co-creator of my life. So those are some powerful affirmations that you can work with. And as I have shared, those meditations I suggested earlier, the Monday meditation from August 1st, quantum leaping, the Kriya from this month, and any of the meditations for turning your light all the way up, I highly recommend. Soba Kriya is never a bad idea, along with Gyan Chakra Kriya. And you can find all of these on evolvedbyerica.com and Evolved by Erica, the app. So I am so excited. We're going to have a live meditation on Monday, August 8th for the portal and for our Monday morning meditation. It happens to land on the Lionsgate portal, and I can't wait to really harness this energy with each of you. Take time to rest, take time to do things that feel good for you, and lean in to what allows you to feel your best, whether that means how you dress, how you act, the people you surround yourself with, self-care rituals, whatever it is. Just embrace that dynamic of yourself and enjoy it all. I set intention for happy, peaceful, and blissful, energetic upgrades for you and for all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to our meditation Monday morning together. May the long time sun shine upon you. Sat Nam.